And Chrissy, I think I'm going to try and talk about something that's, a little bit sensitive, but I still find it interesting, and maybe our listeners will as well. We've had a longtime client. I'm going to make up a name. Let's just say her name is Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary has she's an elderly lady, and she's got a younger neighbor that does give her some assistance. Let's just call the younger neighbor as Betty. And, we know Mary very well, don't know Betty very well. And Betty was calling our office and blowing up the phones. Somebody needs to call Mary right away, our client right away. Somebody needs to call right away, blowing up our phones unreasonably. And so that we schedule a time to call Mary, our client. And Betty is in there and picks up the phone. And I fully expected this conversation to be about Mary, everybody agreeing that Mary needs to be moved to assisted living. We think that that's the best thing. Probably is the best thing for Mary, but hey, everybody wants to stay in their home. It's a hard move for people.
About Mary getting help.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you were thinking.
Getting help.
Yeah.
Assisted
Period.
living.
However that would
bringing
be.
in help, whatever. I mean, I think that this is what our conversation's about. Oh, but very quickly it turns into, no, this is Betty, the neighbor, it's on the phone with me. No, Mary wants to change her will. Oh, I know where this is going. I literally laughed when I heard that. She goes, "This is no laughing matter," she says to me. Not our client. This is a neighbor, Betty.
Neighbor says to you it's no laughing
Oh,
matter.
because I know where this is going.
His neighbor wants something of Mary's.
Yeah, so that I go, well, I can't listen to you, neighbor. Put Mary on the phone. Well, she just woke up for a nap. She's groggy. She's authorized me to talk on her behalf. I go, well, I can't take instructions for you. You're not my client. Well, then you need to come out here and come to Mary's house right away. Like, we're not very busy people. We're going to drop everything. We're going to drive across town, go visit Mary. And what's funny about it is that you and I are listening in the background. We can hear Mary speaking these words. I don't want to change my will. I don't want to change my will.
Correct.
And we, I mean, you were there. Tell me your impression about that whole thing.
I agree. The where we thought this was all about how do we help Mary, it was neighbor wanted to turn it into, it wasn't about how to help Mary. It was about how to help neighbor.
Exactly.
That's what it was
when
about.
when I said, well, what does Mary want to do? Well, and by the way, Mary has no relations out there. The vast majority of Mary's wealth is going to charities, okay?
Right.
She does have one distant niece. And she goes, well, she wants to leave a little bit more to her niece. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm thinking, what's the big change? And we didn't get that far, but I suspect where Betty was going is that, and then Mary wants to leave me everything else. I didn't hear those words, but I fully expected them that's what they were going to be.
I agree.
So I'm thinking, you think we're idiots? We've been through this before. We know this kind of manipulation when it's going on.
It's as if we've never done this before.
Exactly.
And then lecturing you not to laugh.
Well, it reminds me of sometimes this could have gone down like this. Betty could have put our client Mary in the car, driven Mary down here. I've had this happen before.
Oh, yeah.
Mary wants to change her will. They both walk in, and Mary, our client, says nothing, but Betty, the neighbor, steps up. And by the way, Mary wants to change her will and leave everything to me. And so then I tell the neighbor, okay, well, you got to go wait out in the lobby while I talk to Mary. And that's when I get the stink eye. Oh, my God. People huffing and puffing and angry that they can't be in there.
Yes.
And, I'm going to talk to Mary by herself outside the influence of this neighbor. And 90% of the times it's, no, I don't want to make any changes.
It's not what the neighbor or these other people.
Every once in a while.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
there is.
Every once in a while, I can see it's perfectly legitimate. Neighbor is perfectly legitimate. There's a very good reason to be including the neighbor. Often it's because the client doesn't have any kids. Often it's because the neighbor truly is taking care of our client. And I mean,
Absolutely.
very good reasons and legitimate. I get a good feeling about it. we'll go forward with it. But it's like people like what do they would they really expect me when our client is married to say, oh sure, I will happily rewrite Mary's will and leave it all to you, Betty, the neighbor? I don't think so.
No.
So that all got put on pause. We'll see what happens here. I don't expect anything else to come from it, but it was quite a shock to me.
Absolutely. Well, we, like you said, Tom, we want to help our clients to do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, absolutely for us, it is whatever the client wants. But it's about the client, not those influencing the client.
Exactly.